Hello everybody, my name is Kimberley and I'm from Beings of the Light. So today we are doing a Patreon channeling of Ascended Master Yeshua. So if you want to join in the future, we do these monthly. You can just go to www.patreon.com/Beings of the Light with Kimberley. So I will start now. We have our participant Isabel with us, and we also have some questions from another participant that'll be read out also during the session. Okay, so welcome Isabel.
Hi everyone.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go into trance. So I'm going to invite Yeshua to come within my being. So Yeshua speaks out of me, and then I'll close my eyes, and when I open my eyes, it'll be Yeshua, and I'll see you on the other side as well for a little chat when we finish as well. Okay. See you then.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi Yeshua.
Well, hello everybody watching. I am Yeshua. I am honored to come through in this direct manner with you all. You are all one. You are one with me and all that is. We come here out of love to allow you to see the truth of oneness. I am here to show you the power of love, the power of compassion. And these are what my teachings are based on. They are not one of religion, they are one of love, one of oneness. The power of the heart, power of compassion connects you to the bridge of who you truly are. It is the bridge of oneness. Through your heart, this is how you access all that you are. And everyone that is here, all that exists, as all is one, all connected via that source part of you that is pure love. as you feel the love energy, as you do actions based on love. You feel this emotion more as you go deeper within your heart center and you connect to more who you truly are. This is where what the wisdom is found. And we love you dearly.
We love you right back.
Do you have any questions for me today?
I do, from Lauren, but before we go into her questions, when you talk about compassion, is that the concept of understanding somebody's emotions and not judging it and accepting the role that they're playing or their fears that they're going through?
That is correct. You view them in a state of love, a state of perfection. This is compassion, seeing past the fears that is within the illusion of your reality, which some of you still see. Looking past the actions of others and seeing them for who they truly are. And connecting with them with your heart center, with your intentions, with your actions. You are connecting your heart with their heart, whether they are conscious of it or not. They will feel it. This assists in the oneness. It assists in your connection to oneness and allows the bridge, the threads that are connected to all of you. It allows that to be stronger. It allows that other person to resonate more deeply with their heart center and for them also to remember who they truly are. It is the energy of love. It is powerful and it's transformative and it helps awaken all that experiences it. So you can assist by giving this love, by showing your love. It assists all. Love unites. Love awakens. Compassion is a form of love. You are seeing them as perfect. Although it is hard to judge. It is hard not to judge. Judging is human nature. Some of you are able not to judge. But in the illusion of reality, this is still quite common, especially events or situations or actions that are deemed very wrong in your society. And we have talked about this, the concept of right and wrong. It is all perspective. Some of you, we would say, have used teachings from religious context and use this to judge what is right and what is wrong. These are not my teachings. This is a religious institution. This is not my teachings. My teachings were of love and compassion. Those who did me wrong back in the time of when you knew me as Jesus, I still love them. When I was facing my darkest hour, I still love them. They did not know what they did. It was for a higher purpose, what occurred to me, what was occurring. I loved them. I showed them compassion. Of course, it wasn't always this way. Everyone has a journey of remembering, a journey of enlightenment. I was human. Although I was able to gain enlightenment and access certain abilities with assistance. It can be possible. Those who do you wrong, it is possible to move past that fear and to show compassion. If you cannot love them outright, show them compassion. They are not aware of their actions, and there is a higher purpose to all actions. I am not here condoning of doing actions that cause fear. What I'm condoning is showing compassion and love to things that do occur. It is through love and compassion there becomes a mutual understanding and remembering of the connection with one another. On a level, this connects you deeper and deeper into the oneness to your brothers and sisters here on earth. It is through compassion that the illusion of separation and duality becomes faded and is no longer needed. It is through compassion that unites all.
Yeshua, when somebody's in fear in your reality, is it not a vibration within you? Is it not a reflection that there's a fear within you? And I'm not saying there's not a fear within the other person, but it also brings up a fear within you and a limiting belief.
That is correct. There are different aspects here. That mirror system, that is correct. It can be through emotions, through actions, being reflected back at you.
Mm-hmm.
Compassion for yourself, compassion for the other person. In the moment, you may not be able to reflect on that is your own fear being reflected back at you. To assist on that, compassion. Compassion firstly to yourself and compassion to the other person. This will allow you to separate and allow you to see what other fears attached to this. However, if you are not in a fear state, then it is purely a soul contract. If you do not feel triggered by the interaction and you are at peace, it's allowing you to practice more compassion. And not just indirect, we would say, interactions, events around the world, events that may not relate directly to you. Compassion can be practiced in so many aspects, but most importantly, self-compassion is needed in these times. There is much self-judgment that goes on. Feelings of being unworthy. Be compassionate to yourself. Being compassionate to yourself allows you to bring forth this compassionate energy, this love energy to others also. But yes, there are different systems at play here. And if you're in an interaction with someone and you have a negative emotion as a result, then yes, it is based on soul contracts. What is occurring? You are triggered for a reason, because aspects within you of fear, of limiting beliefs, that this person is highlighting you from a higher perspective. They're doing this out of love, even though in the moment you may feel fear. In the moment you may not be able to see the highest perspective here. And we understand this, even though those of you who are aware of these mechanisms still feel it difficult in the moment to assist. To assist and reduce the fear for you to be able to see what it is showing you. It is simple. Focus on love. And if you cannot do that, focus on compassion. It sounds simple enough. Sounds maybe cliche in your terminology, but love is powerful, and love is the force that allows you to work through your fears and belief systems and connects you to the oneness that is you and to all that is.
Thank you. When you, so this happened to me today with my mother. So if you can't feel compassion for whatever reason in that moment, you can disengage and you can ground yourself, go back to your heart center and re-engage. That it's okay to take a break at that moment.
That's why it's hard in the moment to see a higher perspective. If you need to walk away, then do so, if it's out of love. With any action that you do, practice being aware of why are you doing the action? Are you doing the action out of fear? Or are you doing the action out of love? If it is for self-preservation, out of love, then that is for the highest good. If you're walking away from fear, it might be okay temporarily, but it's not for the highest good for both. Practice being in a state of compassion. You might not totally understand what is occurring. Before walking away, practice connecting to the heart center. And once you make that connection, and if you can feel the compassion and love, then you may walk away, coming back at a later time. It is all just practice. And we know it's difficulty because in your society, there's many things that occur that cause much fear. And many of you do not understand why this is occurring. Society has deemed it as evil, as wrong. But there is a higher reason why all occurs, even if it's on a grand scale, on a minute scale, or a personal scale. Everything is there to assist you in your evolution. It is through the heart where you can strengthen this connection with who you are.
Thank you. So I'm going to read Lauren's questions to you. And her first question is, how did you come to know and understand and trust your enlightenment? Nature and process, and when did it occur during your incarnation as Jesus on the earth plane? You trained in a mystery school at any point?
Just get you to repeat the first part of the question, my dear child.
Sure.
Because there's lots of information in each part, you see, my child.
There is. We'll just break it out. How did you come to know and understand and trust your enlightenment?
So, my enlightenment was not instant. I, like you, went through a journey. It was when many of you have referred to as my crucifixion. It was when I was at a near-death state that I gained my enlightenment stage. I practiced this love and compassion that I discussed. I gained assistance from Source, from others. I was always bringing forth these messengers. But I was just human, even though, due to my past, we would say, my mission there, I was already at a heightened vibration to many other humans with me in this time. So during that time, we would say in my darkest hour, it became not my darkest hour, for I did not pass on, I did not transition in the way you assumed I did. I became enlightened. I was able to remember my innate abilities, and these abilities may be seen as non-human. But yes, I was in communications with Source for much of my journey. And then as I became enlightened, I did travel. I assisted others to assist in their enlightenment. There are different stages that I went through. I went to the East. I learned much of the nature of enlightenment, in which you call Tibet. Much of the teachings and tools to allow in my remembering was gained there, as well as from the non-physical.
That is so interesting. What was the nature and process, and when did it occur during your incarnation as Jesus on the earth plane, which you kind of already answered?
That is correct. Through the teachings, I remembered more of my remembering. It was a journey. And then through the crucifixion story, while I was in the tomb, near death, I achieved my enlightenment.
And Yeshua, what does enlightenment mean? Is that your source self closer to your body? It's more combined?
Enlightenment. Of course, you are all enlightened beings. Not to say that you are not already enlightened, but as I was able to achieve a stage where I was completely one with my source self.
Oh,
I
okay.
transcended. I was able to transcend my human self. I was able, in your terminology, biolocate. I was able to travel and not let the physical realms of illusion be a block to my travels, to my teachings. The physical nature of your society, the physical nature of what you see as reality, we would say, did not exist to me. I existed. Also in your physical world, but I was able to go back and forth, we would say, and access non-physical abilities and realms to assist in my teachings.
Wow, that's so cool. Okay, were you trained in a mystery school at any point?
Well, the mystery schools, the term of mystery schools is usually formed in some part of your history in which you call Egypt. However, there were different schools with such knowledge throughout your society, throughout what you call history. And as such, in Tibet, there was a form of a school there, but I would not term it as a mystery school. But yes, there were many teachings there that assisted in my enlightenment. This was the main school that I went to. However, because I was able to biolocate, when I was enlightened, I was able to, we would say, visit different realities, different dimensions, we would say, which schools lie there. I was able to tap into the multiverse and simultaneous lives. So in this way, yes, I did attend schools, what you call mystery schools. Also before my incarnation as what you call Jesus. I had already gone to such schools, as this was my mission to bring forth these teachings. I was already an enlightened being in other lives. So much of this knowledge that I acquired through my other lives, I was able to bring forth.
Do it all over again. Okay. Our next round of questions. What was the nature of your relationship with Mary Magdalene?
She was my beloved. She was going through a similar journey to me, bringing forth the teachings. She had certain abilities and certain missions in that lifetime to bring forth different aspects, also to help empower the feminine. This was her mission, to bring forth these teachings and help also to empower women of the time. She was my beloved. She was also my wife and the mother of my children. She assisted me to bring forth these teachings.
That's lovely. I'm so glad you had someone like her. Can you tell us about her spiritual knowledge, nature, and light? How did her presence co-create with yours?
She had special missions coming here. Just like me, she was already in a heightened vibration. Her energy assisted to bring forth these teachings, to bring forth certain perspectives that assisted in the awakening of others. We were supposed to be together and help activate one another.
So Yeshua, after you got enlightened during the whole cave experience, did she also become enlightened? Did she have, because now you're at a different vibration, she must have been able to like match you if you had got married and had children after that whole experience. Did she have her own enlightenment?
She did have her level of enlightenment. As she knew the teachings, as I was away for some time, especially during my teachings, when I went to go to the lands of Tibet and other places, through the practices, she was also able to reach certain levels of enlightenment. We were a union.
And the only reason why I'm curious about this is that on your soul journey, like I'm on my journey right now, and Kimberley and I are very close. And as she elevates and I elevate, I feel like, and I have a daughter, and I feel like they'll just naturally elevate, even though they're on their own journey. I sense that they'll elevate anyways to be with me in a weird way. That's what I feel.
That is right. And
okay.
Is what happens. This is a rule, we would say, a mechanism. Your light, your vibration that you emit, it affects those around you. Of course, those closest to you get the strongest, we would say, benefits of this if they are physically around your presence. as you are one, as you are energy. If you are in a proximity with another, this energy affects the other person. So naturally, it assists the other person's awakening also, if they are ready. If they are not ready to go on the awakening journey alongside you, then they will not be in your life. So yes, in this case, as we were close together in much of our journey together, she naturally also ascended alongside me, as all parts of her being were activated through the energy.
That is so fascinating. And then what about your children? Your children must have come in at a higher vibration to be with you.
That is correct. My children were already in a heightened vibration. It was their mission. They chose us as parents. And they were able to carry on my work, the teachings. This is why the teachings never die. They are passed on through generation and generation. My legacy, my true legacy, much of it has been distorted through your religious societies. Much of this knowledge didn't want to be open, for it may interfere with the church's purposes. But these teachings have been around. My teachings did continue. Especially in France, where our family moved. Much of our teachings were based there as also. And from there, it spread around the world, and it continued in various ways.
Oh. Okay. Nature and light, how to her presence. Was she trained in a mystery school? Was she a partner in enlightenment with you, which you kind of went over? And then here's her last question. If so, why was her legacy been merged in? If so, why has her legacy been submerged in popular consciousness of world religions?
Can you please repeat the last part, my child?
I know, I was a little confused on that too. All right, hang on, Lauren. We're going to figure this out, what you want.
It is all perfect, my child.
Yeah. Well, you know me, I like a challenge. Okay. What was the nature of your relationship to Mary Magdalene? Can you tell us about the spiritual knowledge, nature, and light? How did her present co-create with yours? Was she trained in a mystery school? Was she the partner in enlightenment with you? If so, why has her legacy been submerged in popular consciousness of world religions? So your story is very strong, right? Her story not as strong, and if so, why?
Yes. In your religious texts, which was not my words, in literal form, my beloved was disgraced in your terminology to take away the power of the feminine. In your religious texts, they wrote about her as being, in your terminology, a prostitute. She was not this. She was my beloved. The power of the feminine is strong. The power of the feminine assists in the awakening of all. So to control this feminine aspect means to control and to reduce the awakening effect, we would say, in your society. There were certain, we would say, controls that were in play in your religion societies, which will not go more in deep today about this. They served a purpose, as all do things. There is a higher reason for all things. She was powerful. Sometimes throughout your history, this power was a threat. This is all. But her teachings did not quit. Her teachings continued in various ways through the various organizations, kept this knowledge awake. The mainstream society, in relations to me, did not show these teachings and combine these teachings with mine, as there was much distortion. This is why much of the knowledge had to go underground for certain reasons, as the control systems were too great in certain time periods.
Yeshua, since we're talking about feminine divine energy, I was Wendy Kennedy channels Arcturians, and it was just curious that I heard this message that on Earth, the manifestation, the feminine energy is first, and then it goes to male, and then I don't know, I forgot the rest of it, but it was just curious that it said the feminine energy is first in the creation on Earth. Can you explain a little bit more about that? Did I interpret that correctly?
There is no first and there is no second. It is a
okay.
Both. It is about belief systems being one thing that is more important than the other. They are both equal. They both work in unison together. The feminine energy is strong. As the feminine energy relates to, in your terminology, connecting within and certain, we would say, psychic abilities in your terminology. It is a remembering of who you truly are. This feminine energy helps to activate that. Energy. In much of your society, we would say, if you were to see things in a dualistic aspect, we would say, there's been much masculine energy in your society throughout, you would call history. And now it is the time of the Great Awakening, and more of the feminine energy is being more activated. But the masculine energy is no lesser than the feminine energy. It works equally. They both have a purpose.
Thank you.
It is about exploring who you truly are. The feminine energy is now great on your earth. It is being activated in many of you. You are becoming more empowered, and you can see that all around you in your society.
Thank you, Yeshua.
Focus on the heart. This is all you need to do. All you need to know is that the feminine and the masculine, they are a union. They are divine union. And the divine masculine and the divine feminine is found both within males and females. So do not think that the divine feminine is only an aspect of the feminine body. These aspects work in unison in both males and females. It is about creating that balance within, integrating both aspects for oneness.
Thank you.
And we love you dearly, as you know. And all of you watching this, is your heart. What actions can you do out of love? Out of compassion? What actions are you inspired to do? Go within and connect with the oneness. Connect through your heart center. Practice this when you are still, through prayer, through meditation, through connecting with Gaia, all the ways that create stillness. Practice connecting with your heart. You can practice sending this love to others, to all living things. Compassionate. You can practice sending your compassion to those who may view and need it the most. Those who take actions out of fears, they are the ones who need compassion the most. It is through practicing consciously compassion and love that allows oneness to be realized on earth. You will then realize there is no separation. It is an illusion. You are now waking up to this, remembering that you are one. And we are all here for you, to allow you to remember the oneness. Some of you have trouble in showing compassion and love. It is because you are having trouble in loving yourself. Some of you experienced events in your life that allow this connection to be pinched off. It is always there. If you want to heal, this is where to start. It is through the heart, through loving yourself, being compassionate to yourself. Through forgiving yourself, if this is a tool to assist you. Forgive yourself and forgive others. For when you take this action, you release the cords of resentment. You release the cords that create separation. Once you can practice forgiveness and compassion and love, you will create cords of oneness, cords of connection. You will strengthen these cords in the remembering of not just of who you are, but of others.
Thank you.
Do you have any more questions for me today, my child?
No, I do not.
And we would just like to say, and go within. All the answers you seek are within. This is where your truth lies. It is through the heart. Taking actions out of love instead of fear allows you to strengthen your connection, allows you to remember, allows you to assist others in assisting in their awakening and in their remembering. Just by you being the light, by you radiating love, you affect all those around you in their remembering. You as a light worker, all of you watching this, you have these abilities to bring forth the light and the love. You have much abilities all within. It is found within. And we are here to assist you on your journey.
Thank you.
Until next time, my children, I love you, and we all love you. Farewell for now. Hello.
You didn't cough not once.
The energy is just so peaceful. You just want to sit here and bliss out. And how did you find the session today?
I thought it was so interesting. Very interesting on many levels.
Good. Now, how was the drilling? I did notice there was some drilling there.
I think it was okay.
Okay, good.
I know you'll listen back, but
Good.
we still heard Yeshua. There's the drill.
Well, his presence is strong, so no matter what is going on, you know, even though it can be distracting on some level, I'm still able to channel because his presence is so strong.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you hear about the, oh, that's all right. Go ahead. Do your close.
What were you saying?
No, I was just curious of, did you hear how he was enlightened before in previous lives?
That's very cool. Yeah, I know of, you know, how he has had other lives and things, but like I don't know too much information about that. But yeah, no, it'd be interesting to find out more. You know,
Yeah.
like, as everyone has in a way missions here. So obviously he had this, in our terminology anyway, a grand mission. But yeah, it's exciting how it all unfolded, and yeah, we all benefited, didn't we? Well,
Yeah.
at that time, yeah. All right, well, I'm going to leave it here. So those of you watching, if you want to participate next month's session, then you know where to go on Patreon. And obviously this will be up in YouTube, and you can also join our Facebook group that we have. We also have a Facebook page also. All right, well, take care, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.